What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today, BCHUSD. It is the 23rd day of December, and here we are sitting at about $575 with 8 hours and 50 minutes left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Here we are. Moving down today, down 2.5% on the day. A couple of nice wicks over the past couple of days, but they have not provided any follow through to the upside at all. Here we are, still moving lower, and that's okay. If we look at this here from a low to a high, relatively speaking, we are at the 0.5 area. Bitcoin Cash loves to find support just below the 0.5, right above the golden ratio. Loves to find support in this area for whatever reason. It's not conventional. Most things don't like to do that. If you're taking this as an example from a low to a high and thinking, oh, Bitcoin Cash likes to do this, the S&P will do the same thing. No, Bitcoin Cash, for whatever reason, is standalone in this. It likes to find support basically around these areas here. We could go lower, with that being said, but we're probably closer to a low than we are to plummeting to our death, right? Looking at this on the short-term stuff, shout out to the Dragon Riders, by the way. Here we are, $574 now, picking up a little bit of volume as you're moving lower. Not really though, right? Like it's as if you had an attempt to break out here. You had a lower low, a lot of volume, but you didn't go anywhere. That actually makes me bullish. That makes me think that we're going to turn around from here. That's probably exactly what we're going to do. We'll see. 1 hour time frame, oversold, same areas that you were at last time that you were at a kind of low area and you found support. We could go lower though. Stochastics are bearish, and the MACD just crossed below the zero, and you're building bearish momentum. You do technically have bullish divergence at the moment. I'm not getting a whole lot off the 1 hour. I could see us. What I'm seeing is we're pretty oversold, so we're likely at a low point, but we could go lower. If we go lower, probably barely. But we probably do see some recovery. I'm just not seeing anything that signals that we're going to see recovery yet. So maybe we move down for the next couple of hours. I don't know. Maybe we bounce exactly right here. But there's no signs yet, other than this bullish divergence on the 1 hour MACD. But with the sideways choppiness, I'm not going to hold to that too much. Looking at the 4 hour time frame here, the RSI is right at the 40. Perfect area to bounce, in my opinion. You do have bullish divergence with your MACD as well, and with your stochastics. A little bit more signs of readiness here. And then, of course, being that we are right here with the fibs, we've gone right to the 0.5 twice now. I mean, either this is the low or we're going to go a little bit lower. I doubt we make it below 560. I doubt we do. Daily time frame. If we do go below 560, that's not a problem. It's just that would be surprising to me. If we go below 560, we're certainly not going to go below this low. We're certainly going to provide a higher low still. But I don't think that we're going to go below 560 even. 573 now, so nothing really too big to worry about here. Really what we're doing is we're just finding support at prior areas of resistance back here and support, right? Kind of choppy in the zone, but we're just working our way up to our high areas here before we break out. Daily time frame, looking at the RSI, magnificent RSI. It's very, I want to say timid. Timid might be the right word, where you're reaching for the overbought zone, but you just can't get there. You're trying, but you're like shy, you're nervous. You're back here, you've kind of reset yourself, you've got these higher lows coming up. You're at a good area to bounce. I think you're going to bounce, and what's really exciting about this is if and when you bounce, the next attempt should take you to the overbought zone. When you get in the overbought zone, that's typically associated with breakouts, and I mean, man, if we're breaking out from here, we're breaking out from here, like we're... This next attempt could be very exciting. It might be a very good monthly ending finale here for Bitcoin Cash. We'll see. And if it's good for Bitcoin Cash, it might be good for other cryptos as well. What I don't like is that yesterday did not close green. We did not close high enough to get our MACD to actually continue to build bullish momentum. Now we've crossed and we're actually building bearish momentum here. That's okay. We see this kind of inconsistent behavior sometimes right here, right? We saw that right here before we moved up. We could see it again before we move up, but it doesn't really help us out too much. It would have been a better signal if we had that green close yesterday, but whatever, that's fine. All in all, we're just waiting, my friends. All in all, Bitcoin Cash is just patiently waiting. I want to check out the BCHBTC pair, and then we can wrap this up, okay? BCHBTC. Coinbase has the most history for Bitcoin Cash versus US dollars. Binance has the most history for Bitcoin Cash versus Bitcoin. If we look at this on a monthly time frame here, our monthly RSI does have hidden bearish divergence. We have a higher high here with a lower high here. Looking at this, from a high to a low. We also hit our golden ratio zone. In all fairness, though, we've kind of had a couple interactions with our golden ratio zone. This type of formation, typically, I would expect we find resistance in our golden ratio on the first time, and we come back down to this area. We did find resistance, but we did not come to this area. We got very close, but we just missed it. We had a bit of a ascending triangle. We've broken out of there, and now we're back testing it for support. This is absurdly bullish here, you guys. This is a very bullish setup, and will likely take Bitcoin Cash, I would think, going into the end of the month, the very final days of the month, if not maybe the first week of January, we should be up here, which doesn't seem that cool, but if we measure it versus Bitcoin, that's a 22 to 40% growth. If Bitcoin Cash versus Bitcoin is going to grow 22 to 40%, I'm imagining that Bitcoin Cash versus the US dollar will grow more than 22 to 40%, maybe 25%. Even if we grew 22%, that still puts us above 700. If we're growing more than 40%, that's going to put us above 800. And again, the time frame for this is probably by the end of the year. By the end of the year. If not, very first week of January. But that's what's next. This is actually a very bullish setup. Getting above the golden ratio after finding resistance on it like this, very clean resistance. And now you're back testing for support. Yeah. You look really good. You look really, really good here. Breaking out of a pattern, back testing it for support, really, really good here. Daily RSI is bullish, stochastics are bullish, the MACD is bullish, but kind of inconsistent at the same time. Weekly time frame here, bullish as hell. Very, very bullish. The weekly MACD is absurdly bullish, you guys. This could be the week that we actually break through and go up to the 786 or higher. And then looking at it on the monthly time frame, I mean, we're about to get over bottom the stochastics, the RSI, and the MACD. The MACD is about to cross to the zero, above the zero for the first time ever. Very, very impressive stuff going on here. We do have hidden bearish divergence, but technically, I think that we've already seen that move play out. I think we've already seen the hidden bearish divergence play out with the pullbacks that we had last month here. This will not be hidden bearish divergence if it continues to grow and we get above these highs. Then it's no longer hidden bearish divergence. So I think we're just going to continue to grow. We're going to see a 20 to 40% pump versus Bitcoin. I would expect that we see a larger pump than that versus the dollar. And with that, we could really be above $800 in the next couple of weeks here or less. I don't really have anything else that I want to say. Hit the like button, subscribe. I know, guys, we've been very patient, but the reality is, I mean, the writing's on the wall at this point. We're there. We are there. And if it's not this week, it will be next week. Let me rephrase that. If it's not within this 7-day period, this next 7-day period, it will be the 7-day period after that. So from here, 7 days, if Bitcoin Cash is not above $700 or $800 in the next 7 days, the next 7-day period it will be. We are right there. And then in that context, you think about it, Bitcoin Cash being above $700 or $800, you know, if Bitcoin Cash is up here, right, if we make a move and we're up here, we're in breakout mode. January is going to be a very good month. It's going to be a very good month, yeah. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Load up the truck while you can. The writing's on the wall for us. They've made it hard for the average person to make money in crypto this whole cycle. Now they're making it easy. Just put all your chips in Bitcoin Cash. Maybe not all of them. Have some, diversify, you know, whatever. But I have a feeling anybody putting all their chips in Bitcoin Cash, they're not going to be upset in 10 years. They're not going to be upset in 10 days. Hit the like button. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.